Do for a client with high blood pressure doing a push-up is a wall push-up. It works exactly the same areas as a normal push-up, so it's going to work your chest as well as your anterior deltoid, the front of your shoulder, and also your tricep. The only equipment we need are ourselves and the wall. Safety-wise, there's not a whole heap that you need to remember. Just try not to let yourself fall into the wall and bonk your head. But apart from that, it's a fairly safe exercise to do. I'll demonstrate now. Perform the exact same way that a normal push-up is, just up against the wall instead of on the floor. What you need to do when you start is just have your hands out just outside your shoulder width apart. The start position that you're going to be in is fully extended like that. Same as every other exercise. As you lower yourself down, I want you to make sure that you're exhaling as well as keeping your core tight the entire time. And as you push back out, I want you to inhale as you lower yourself down and exhale as you push yourself out. Now, something to remember when you perform this exercise is make sure that as you lower yourself down, you keep your elbows nice and high as you would in a floor push-up, making sure that your elbow stays above your wrist. Okay, so that'll make sure that your elbows come to a nice 90-degree angle, which is the best way to perform this exercise for full effectiveness and also for safety of your joints. Okay, if you want to just go ahead and do one of those for me now. We're going for 8 repetitions. Okay, that's the way. So remembering elbows above wrists the whole time. Inhaling as you lower yourself and exhale on the way out. 3 down. And 4. Nice work, Maddie. Keep that core tight. 5. 3 left. 6. Nice work. 7. And 8. Great job, Maddie. The exercise we're now going to perform is a sit-up for a client with lower back pain, such as yourself. The equipment that we need for this exercise, we're going to use a fit ball. Okay. A point of safety when you are balancing on a fit ball doing your sit-up, to make sure that you don't fall off side to side, I want you to just take your feet about a foot apart to give you a bit more stability. And the purpose of this exercise is just so that your lower back isn't being caused any pain or stress by doing the sit-up on the floor, okay? Yeah. Now I'll give you a quick demonstration of how to perform that exercise. So the important things to remember when performing this exercise, all you need to do is have a seat on the ball. I want you to have your hands on your quads, okay, and just slide them up and down flat against your legs as you perform the exercise. Make sure your feet are a foot apart for safety, okay? And as you lower yourself back down, make sure you don't just go slack at the bottom, okay? So make sure you're in a nice firm position the whole time you're completing your rep, keeping your core tight, of course, and then maintaining your breathing. Remembering when you're sitting up, exhale for your exertion and inhale as you lower yourself back down. Okay, whenever you're ready. Going for 8 repetitions. Okay, so feet apart, nice work, that's right. Okay, hands on, great. 1, 2, nice work, Maddie, great form. 3, keep that breathing right. Inhale and exhale in your exertion. 4, nice work. Inhale and exhale. 5, 6, 2 left. Nice work, Maddie. 7, your form is great. And 8, well done. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to some cardio work. Now, you mentioned to me when we last met that you weren't a huge fan of doing really intensive cardio, but you are looking to strip a little bit of fat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way of using the treadmill so that you can burn fat without having to do anything too intense. And it's going to use fat as a source of energy instead of your muscle glycogen, which is what your carbs are turned into when you eat those. Okay? Now, I can't get the camera to see it because it's on a laptop, but you'll notice on the treadmill display here you actually do have a couple of different buttons. On the right hand side you've got speed buttons, on the left you've got gradient buttons.
Yeah.
We're going to play with those today to show you how to do this, to show you how to set it up. So what we're going to be doing now is a bit of fat burning. Okay, the equipment you need is just the treadmill and yourself. Point of safety, one thing to remember, I mean something I struggle with, when you're doing your cardio, make sure you keep your core locked on even when you're running. If you let it go slack, sometimes your lower back will end up getting a bit of tension through it and it'll come quite sore. Because when your glutes activate, your lower back activates. If you don't activate your core as well, then you're going to put yourself in a bad position with your spine and that's going to cause a bit of discomfort there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you how to set the treadmill up. So you just press quick start there. So we're going to actually be doing a bit of incline walking today as opposed to running, okay? Like I mentioned to you, what that's going to do instead of, do you want to just start your treadmill up? What that's going to do is instead of attacking your cardio, it's going to focus mainly on fat burning. So hit the display button so you can see exactly what we're doing with the on the screen. You'll be able to see all the buttons that you've pressed. So what I want you to do is put your speed to around 6 kilometers. So we're just going to go for sort of a fairly fast or a medium walk.
Yeah.
And what I want you to do is actually put your grade up anywhere between 10 and 15%. Okay? Now the purpose of doing that, the reason I get you to do that is because the incline walking is going to put your heart rate to about 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. And what that will do is it means that your body is going to be using fat as a source of energy instead of your muscle glycogen. Okay, so this is going to be appropriate to your particular goals because you're looking to burn a bit of fat. So I'll just come back here so we can see the treadmill's on an incline. There we go. So we put the treadmill on an incline, so there's a bit of muscular resistance, but the purpose of having it there is just because if you push yourself above the 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, your body starts to use the glycogen in your muscles as a source of energy. Okay, which can work for decreasing body fat over time because you create a deficit in the stores and then the next time you eat those are replenished. But the reason we do this is because it targets straight to the source, so it's going to use fat for your energy.
Yeah.
In the same way a marathon runner is extremely fit, so when they run, their heart rate doesn't actually go to a really, really high level initially, and that helps them burn a lot of fat, which is why they're so lean, which is exactly what you're going for.
Yeah.
Okay? How are you going there? Are you finding this a little more enjoyable than having to sprint and work your butt off like you don't like doing?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Now going to finish off with our last form of standard cardio, and today we're using the cross trainer. Okay. With the cross trainer, the way that it works, rather than on a treadmill where you change your speed and intensity on the buttons on the machine, with this, the faster you go is the level of work that you're going to do. And as for changing the intensity, there's a button there that you can see is level. It goes up to level 12 on this machine. So if you want to change the resistance that you're getting as you go through, similar to what you get on an incline with treadmill, just tap the level up button, okay? So what you do is hop on for me. What we're going to do is a little bit of interval training. It's actually called fartlek training, what we're doing. So it's going to involve varying the intensity of the work, but not completely resting when we finish the heavy work period. We're going to do that by alternating the level that you're working at as well as the speed that you're going. Okay? So just start off by getting warm, have a feel for how that works. Now, the beautiful thing about a cross trainer is when you're running on a treadmill, a lot of the time you can have a bit of damage to your knees and your ankles because of the impact of running. It's just something that will happen at certain points. There is always going to be a slight risk of that happening, whereas on a cross trainer, it's really, really minimized because with your cross trainer, everything is a fluid motion, so there's no impact really on your knees or your ankles. It's a much safer way to go if you are concerned about any injuries with your knees or anything like that.
Yep.
Okay. How does that feel for you right now?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Great thing about a cross trainer as well is because you're holding those paddles there, it encourages you to use your arms as well, and that creates a bigger demand on your heart because it's got to pump blood to your legs and also to your arms. They need oxygen to run, and the oxygen is carried by your blood, so it's a really, really good way of getting your heart pumping as well. That's what we're going to do now. I'll get you actually to just tap the level up button, and we're going to go for 30 seconds going as fast as you can at level 10. Okay? So we'll start that in 10 seconds, so get ready, pop that level up for me. Perfect. Alright, and go for it. As fast as you can on level 10. Nice work, Maddie. Keep it up. Almost there, you got another 10 seconds to go. How your legs feeling, alright?
Yep.
Perfect, and slow it down, and we're just going to drop down to level 4. That's what we'll do for your cardio today, is we're just going to continue that. We're going to do 5 cycles of that. Okay, so 30 seconds on and then 1 minute at a lower level with a lower speed. Okay, doing really, really well. So we'll finish that one up now.
Sorry.
Finish up with for today, we're doing innovative cardio, and what we're going to do is a Tabata, which is 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off, and we're going to be doing only 2 rounds of it today. Maddie's requested that we do burpees because she enjoys them from doing CrossFit, but we're doing a regression without the push-up. Okay, so I'll set the timer up, and I'll let you know when we're ready to start. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, I'll let you know. Alrighty, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, great work, Maddie. 3, 4, remember to have steady breathing. 5, go for one more. 6, great work, you've got 10 seconds of rest. Remember, keep your core nice and tight, but your breathing's looking pretty good. Alright, 4 seconds left of rest. Let's go for 6 again, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, nice work. 5 and 6, great work, you mashed it. Very well done, all sorted. Great work today, Maddie.